and I got the truck to stop. But when it stopped, like I was able to look into the lady's window and see that she was eating
Man,
a sausage and cheese pizza.
jeez, man. How
Yeah,
often? So how often do we have close calls out there, Sean?
a lot. It's always a lot. There's a lot of close calls out there. I mean,
Hmm.
whew.
I mean,
Good thing we pay attention, I guess.
oh yeah,
Sometimes you just got to de-stress and to get
oh
out
yeah,
of that, you know.
oh yeah. Go home. Like freaking. De-stress with your family if you can. I mean, like do some family-oriented things. Play a board game. Or even play a freaking on your Xbox, PlayStation, whatever you got. Just for a quick hour, just get it going. Or even your mobile games on your phone. Go take a walk. You know,
Right.
exercise is actually one of the best ways to actually de-stress. Believe it or
Early morning, rise up high. Trash trucks rolling by. Watch them grab and go tight. Another day, another light. Whoa, whoa. Workers hustle all the way. Broken bottles make a spray. Picking up this city's mess. Never stopping, never rest. Talk dirty to me, baby, all day long. Trash men know where they belong. Clear.
Hello and welcome back to our podcast, Talk 30 to Me. I'm Sean, your host, and that's Alex.
not. Hey guys.
So today we're going to talk about like accidents and safety on the in the workplace, like things that we deal with. Alex, what do you deal with in your day? Have you had any bad accidents or anything like that?
I've had about two accidents in my total driving career, working commercial driving. One was a simple fender bender. I pulled out a little too far from a stop sign, got clipped someone's bumper. The second one though, that was a pretty bad one. I was sitting on the shoulder of a road, picking up a stop. Servicing a customer, full four ways on, as over as far as I can get on the side of the road, and unfortunately, someone didn't see me, I guess, and just drove right in the back of my truck, doing about 60 miles an hour.
Right, right. And they survived. They were fine after the
Oh,
accident.
thankfully, there was no passengers inside the vehicle with the person that hit me. So when they struck me, they only hit the left side of my truck, and then it spun their car around, threw them over into a ditch line. The lady walked out just fine, no problems at all. But I mean, her car was totaled. My truck was damage, not total, because most of the time garbage trucks survive most impacts with another passenger vehicle or anything. So, but no, it was definitely a lot of damage, a lot of broken parts on my truck. Tag axle was broken, blew two of my tires out. A lot of superficial damage, but I mean, it was pretty intense. Though I mean, it put me into shock a little bit when it happened. I mean, I was sitting there, looked behind me in the mirror, saw her coming. I'm like, she's not swerving. It's not swerving. So I just kind of closed my eyes. And honestly, I mean, like, compared to getting in an accident with a vehicle normally, you'll feel the impact. You'll get jarred, whiplash, airbags will
Right,
go off, But in commercial trucks, we don't got no airbags, for the steering wheel or anything like that at all. But honestly, I didn't even feel the impact. All I heard was the crash
the
of the
bang.
metal, and then all the glass, breaking out there. That was it, man.
Right. So like it was a pretty bad accident then. So
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's good that everybody walked away, no problems, because
yeah.
worse could have happened.
If she was over just a few more inches, she would have impacted dead on in the rear of my truck and probably wouldn't have walked away from that, unfortunately. But
Right.
someone was looking out for her, so I mean, thankfully, when she did impact me, it only totaled her car, it didn't kill her or anything, and she walked away with no injuries. So,
Right. That's lucky, man. That's
oh yeah,
deadly. I've only had one like a close call. Like I was flying. I was coming down the road at like 45. It was in a 55-mile-an-hour zone. Yeah. So it was in a 55-mile-an-hour zone, and I was coming down the road. A car pulled out in front of me and then just stopped in the middle of the road.
yeah.
Luckily I was only doing 45, and I was like probably like 15 feet away from them when I started engaging the brake,
Oof,
and I got the truck to stop. But when it stopped, like I was able to look into the lady's window and see that she was eating
man,
a sausage and cheese pizza.
jeez, man.
Yeah,
How often do we have close calls out there, Sean?
a lot. It's always a lot. There's a lot of close calls out there. I mean,
Hmm.
whew.
I mean,
Good thing we pay attention, I guess.
oh yeah. I mean, I always think back to the accident that we were just talking about, and I just every time I see a car behind me now, I'm just like, is this going to be the next person that's going to end up
Right.
behind me, or underneath my truck? And that's why I just always just stay still whenever I see anybody behind me trying to pass me, because, like I said previously in other videos, everybody just they just want to go past you as fast as they can. They don't pay attention to themselves, and accidents happen. But if people just pay more attention, to what they're doing out there, everyone else would be safer. I mean, you hear a lot of news reports about bad accidents. I mean, what
Right.
back a few years ago? I mean, this is probably more than a few years ago. This is probably about almost 7, 8 years ago. Back when we were had that huge snowstorm on the thruway, and there was a
Yeah.
like 50-car pileup near one of the exits.
Hmm.
I actually went there with a tow truck to help clear the scene, and I was there for about 5 hours, just pulling cars out of ditches, pulling cars off each other, and getting them off the highway and moving stuff around. But I mean,
Right.
that's
That's
just
crazy.
right.
It's
I mean,
just some scenes are like really bad. Like there was another person that the same idea that happened to you happened to them,
mm-hmm,
and I mean, just people in the accident wasn't as lucky as they were in your
mm-hmm,
accident.
yeah,
So, I mean, it could happen any day, like,
mm-hmm.
and it's crazy to see the outcome of a bad
Oh
situation,
yeah, it definitely sucks. It definitely sucks. I
Right.
mean, we've had some guys at our own company that had that happen to them. Remember? We had
Yeah, real
one
bad,
driver. Yep. I
real
mean,
bad.
oh yeah,
People
it
don't
is
walk away.
terrible. Yep.
And sometimes, like, we try to avoid it. Like, it's something we try to avoid, and we don't want
Right.
to be in a bad accident.
Nope.
But there's just situations that we can't,
Right.
even being a professional driver, we can't
Right.
overcome.
Right. And you get some drivers that we all feel stressed out there, all the time.
Right.
We're constantly dealing with work stress, home stress. We got to keep that productivity up. We got to keep them routes getting done. We got to go as fast as possible, try to get stuff done as quick as possible. I mean, it's definitely more self pressure on us, because I mean, a lot of times our own company doesn't really beat us over the head too much about that kind of stuff. But they definitely want things to get done in a timely fashion, us to
Right.
be safe out there. But a lot of guys, they just think, oh man, I really got to get going. I got to get out of work. I got to go to a doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
Yada yada. And then all of a sudden they're just thinking about that, and bam,
Yep.
something happens.
That 1 second you take your eye off the
mm-hmm,
road, and I mean, a lot of bad comes from it.
mm-hmm,
That one
mm-hmm.
second.
Oh yeah.
At least we're not like what is it concrete trucks.
Oh man, can you imagine one of them getting in an accident?
Because them concrete trucks, they get paid by like service or something like that. Like, I know they got to be
Mm-hmm.
fast out there.
Yep.
They have to go faster than normal, and they be flying around. And
Well, I mean, think about any of the guys hauling the garbage in trailers, like
right.
the ones that take them all to the landfill and the
Oh
trailers
yeah,
and everything.
they get paid by
they only get paid by the load. They don't get paid
Right.
by the hour. So
Right.
when they're they got to make 3-5 loads a day to even make any kind of decent money.
They're
So they got to
flying.
be going and going
Right.
and going and going.
Right. Yeah, that's I do know that concrete trucks, though, they're in a little bit more of a hurry than us, and they
Right.
take corners like
Oh yeah.
fast. And
Well,
I've almost hit one of them
Oh,
head
yeah.
on too.
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of things that add up to an environment that can be unsafe, especially when everybody's in a hurry. I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen a dump truck fly past me, hauling stone or something.
Right.
Like they're on a mission, like what I mean, like they gotta get past me, they gotta go, and it's always a close call, and it always has in the back of my mind, like man, just if he was over just one more inch, man, that would be it,
Right.
And,
yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, a lot of us drivers, that do these things, we get in those bad accidents ourselves, and we're not invincible. No one's invincible out there, and we've had some deaths on our side of things. But I mean, luckily, knock on wood, no one that we know right now, has it happened to them. So
Right. There's only just that one really bad accident that we know of that we were involved in, and yeah,
right,
it's just terrible. Like, some of that stuff, man. And then, like, it'd be better if, like, people would be a little bit more patient with us
well,
and
see,
not try, to get by us as fast as they do.
That's really kind of funny though, because I mean, calling back to my towing days, I had to do a lot of tows for a lot of foreign people. You know, they were visiting the country on vacation. They were down here visiting other family, and they're from Europe.
Right.
And they say, you know, driving in Europe, driving in America, it's night and day difference. You know,
Right.
over in Europe, they have a lot more stricter policies on how they get their licenses. Their road tests are more strict. They have to, you
Yeah.
know, and that's why a lot of Europeans actually don't have licenses, believe it or not. They usually just, you know, commute to work, walk to work, bike to work if they live in major cities and stuff. And, you know, they do a lot narrower roads than what we got over here, but they're a lot more careful about everything. You know, I mean, I'm sure there's idiots everywhere. I mean,
Oh, there's definitely is.
that's
Because
the world.
I've
You know?
I've watched a lot of European
Oh, I mean,
car crashes.
especially as,
It's like I watch the compilations all the time. So.
Oh well, yeah. Especially
And
like the
I
Russian
just
trash man videos.
I just like watching them snap. Like it's so funny. Like watching them. Like you know, I don't know the accent. This is the accent. It's definitely the accent.
But like
Yeah.
you know, so I was talking to one German national, and he's like, you know, on the autobahn, we just go a certain speed. We're respectful of each other. But over here on your guys' highways, man, I got people flying around me doing 100, you know, 90. They're swerving all over the road. I can't handle it, and that's when, you know, he was forced off the road himself, and he ended up hitting the freaking ditch line, and he's like, yeah, because I was just too scared, man. Like everybody
Right.
here's crazy, and I'm like,
Right.
yeah, I mean, well, welcome to America.
Hell yeah. What about that one accident where the guy kind of like went off the bridge? Did you hear that one like a
You're
few years
talking about the
ago?
one that was like a couple of years back. You mean down in Florida? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I was like, I when I heard the story, I was like, how the hell did the guy even survive this? Like he
Right.
went off a bridge, a 70-foot bridge, you know,
crazy.
and came out of the truck. Like he didn't even stay in the truck, and he survived. Like it's like, wow, dude.
Well,
Like
I just didn't have that seatbelt on, you know.
right. But still, like something had to be helping him, man. Something had to like carry him to the ground or something because that's a
I mean,
fall, man.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like I don't know what happened. I mean, from what you saw in the old news, you know, video
Yeah.
was like he skidded on the side of the road on the left hand side, hit the curb a little bit, and then immediately juked right. You know,
Right.
Who knows if his, you know, steering didn't break or something, whatever that caused him to
Right.
immediately turn. You know, because he
Everything was
attentive.
left out. Yeah. He was definitely. I watched the video and he was definitely
right. And
on
then
it.
you saw,
You know?
and then you saw the freaking truck fall off the bridge. You're like, holy crap!
Right.
I mean, you always see that crap in movies, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's all stunts. And that's cool explosions. You know, Michael Bay style. You know, but
Just
like,
I don't know. Something was definitely helping the guy because that's
oh my god, man,
that's a
I mean,
freaking
luckily
fall,
he survived that crap, and no one got hurt. You know, it was like
Right.
in the middle of a park that he flew into. You know, so I mean that was very lucky, very lucky. Not a lot of guys could say that. Like, hey, I flew off a 70-foot bridge and I lived. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like what the one guy we know that got hit by a train that one time.
Oh yeah, that was I don't even know how he survived it. He came out of the truck too.
Right,
Like,
right.
It's like the seatbelts aren't safe. Like it's like a
Well,
whole
I
gimmick.
mean, it's a gimmick. You just hate wearing a seatbelt. That's all it is.
Sometimes it's better to come out of the truck than stay in the truck. Like
right. Well, I mean, that's a lot of things too. You know, seatbelts are designed for safety. You know, we don't need to wear them. And in some accidents, they do help keep you from receiving more damage, especially, you know, if you're in a bad impact. But sometimes you getting flown out of the car or vehicle actually does save your life more often than, you know, being stuck in it. But, you know, I've seen plenty of accidents towing where, you know, guys in Camaros freaking hit a tree and they go flying for 50 feet and they're no longer with us. You know what I mean?
right.
So,
or you hear about other Camaros that hits trees and
right. Well, I mean,
they stay in the vehicle.
Right. Well, what was that one guy from Fast and the Furious that hit a tree? I can't remember his name. Paul Walker. Paul
Walker. Yeah.
But that wasn't a Camaro though. I think that was what, a Corvette or something.
I don't even remember.
Right, but that was a bad accident. You know what I mean? Like, holy crap! Like, and you wouldn't think a guy that, you know, does racing movies for a living, you know, would actually have a bad accident. But like, you know, probably just that one time, and that's it, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's, you know, 1 second, dude. Like 1 second can be a lot.
Oh yeah.
You know,
and
that means a
lot. You don't
lot.
normally think about that crap when you get road rage either. You know what I mean? I admit there are a few times where I'm out there on that road.
Oh man,
know, I get some road rage, but I don't drive aggressively or anything. It's just me verbally yelling at the person. They can't hear me. But it's funny to myself, and I get stress relief out of it. But I mean, it's not healthy. But
Or me thinking about, well, look at this. I'm in this big truck. This car is over here being an idiot. Let me just drive right through them. There, you know.
Or how many times you got a
I
guy that
think,
parks?
I think some crazy thoughts once in a while because people are just, they don't watch
Well,
out for us out there.
I mean,
And
well,
they do crazy stuff. They got to
how
get
about all
around
the
us.
times you got people parked in front of your cans?
Yeah. Well, that don't really bother me no more. Like that did
Okay.
in the beginning. So like that did in the beginning. Like when I first got into front load, I get
Hmm.
paid by the hour, man.
Well, I got people
Like
that
if
are
I gotta
too.
wait like 10 minutes for somebody to move their car out of my way, I'll wait 10 minutes. I'm not gonna sit there and
Sure.
I talk crap in the truck, like get the hell out of my way. But like I'm really not mad, and I'm gonna give them their time. You know what I'm saying? Like if they need
Right.
some time, they can have it. Uh,
Right.
I don't really let stuff like that affect me on work anymore. At
Right.
first
Yeah.
it used to. It used to piss me right off. I
Right.
used to
Right.
get
Right.
mad.
Right.
But think
Well.
about this: if you get mad, and like if you go to a stop and you're mad at the stop, when you leave that stop, you're gonna be in a little bit more of a aggressive drive. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Now you're
Hmm.
in an aggressive drive. Things go wrong in aggressive drives. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
why you just gotta don't worry, be happy.
Yeah, don't you worry.
About a thing,
There you
'cause
go.
every little thing is gonna be all right. All right, Sean, put the truck down.
Yep.
Put the car and the forks down, Sean. Put them down.
What are you talking about? Like, it's in my way, You don't get in my way. I pick up from the front.
I
I
mean,
don't pick
you
up from the
remember
side.
that one crazy driver we had here doing resi back in the day with them old freaking CNG Bridgeports, and he kept putting the arm over the cars all the
Yeah,
time.
like an
Oh
idiot,
my
man.
god!
And
Like,
destroyed a car.
right?
He destroyed a car one time.
Uh-huh. I mean, what were you thinking, man? Just get out of the truck and pull that crap around
Boy,
the
yeah,
truck
right,
vehicle.
right.
Like I seen him doing it before, and I'm like, this guy is insane, man. He just
This,
kept putting the arm over the car, grabbing the toter, and then picking it up, and then bringing it. I'm like,
yeah.
no, bro, come on,
Because
man.
them old Bridgeports had a bit of an arch. Like once you
Right?
got
Oh
out so
yeah. Oh
far, it
yeah.
had that arch, and you
Yep.
could get it underneath the car. So you put it out, then you drive at the car, and then you grab it, and then you back up, and then you pull it
Right.
back because
Right. But
of that little.
that so made me go like,
Right,
really? You went through all that
right.
effort to do that. You could just take 2 seconds to get out,
Get out,
grab the
yeah.
can,
But
and go about your day.
that idiot did a lot of accidents for us. I mean,
Well, yeah,
he's
we get some bad eggs, we get some good eggs. I mean,
I was
no
definitely
one's
one of the
perfect.
worst eggs we've ever had
Oh,
where we were. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
you weren't a
I was
bad
glad.
egg.
That me, that one guy that
Oh, well, let's
you're
say,
talking about. Yeah, no, the one guy you're talking about, he's definitely a
yeah,
bad egg.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was happy to see him go. Like
Right, right.
the streets are now safer. I'll say that.
Yeah,
You know,
you're welcome.
yep, schools and stuff are now safer.
Right, that's crazy, man.
Yeah,
Accidents are a big part of the business, and us being commercial drivers, other commercial drivers deal with the same stuff. I mean, how many times you hear about a semi, running over a car that was parked too far ahead in an intersection? You know what I mean? Like
right.
they're turning, and all of a sudden, just boom, 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 boom. That's
Yep,
it.
yep.
They're hitting that car. Or how many times do you see semis taking out freaking signposts or freaking turn signal poles and stuff like that? I
Right,
mean,
right.
everyone's just in a rush, man. If we all just calm down out there and just take our time, respect each other, and
This,
I think that's kind of the problem nowadays is no one's got respect for one another anymore. You know what I mean?
right, right. It's going back to what you actually learn when you get your license is
Mm-hmm.
like just take your time. The stop's
Right,
gonna be there when you get there, like whether you're a little bit late or.
right. I mean,
So I don't
it
even care
always
if I'm
sucks,
late to
man.
places, like
Right.
not even to work. Like
It does
if
suck
I
when you're
go and
behind. You're behind because if you've been doing this job for years, you're going to be at a certain spot at a certain time, and you get that little itch in the back of your mind, like, man, I'm like 40 minutes behind because that stupid breakdown, or I was held up for this reason at the shop or whatever, and then now I'm 40 minutes late, or
right,
I woke up late because my dog ran away.
Alex.
Yeah, that happened the
I
other
woke
day.
I woke up late because I went to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, so that kind of brings on another topic, man, like fatigue. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about going to bed at 1 and then you got to be at work at 4. So how the heck are
hmm
you actually getting enough sleep to be
I'm
actually
not
driving these
like
trucks, man?
like with life. I mean, you're always gonna have something else to do. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying like sometimes life just is more important. So like
Mm-hmm.
you'll get some late sleep. Like
Okay.
I don't know.
Now,
There's just stuff that happens in life that makes you stay up a little bit later, and then you still got to go to work the next day.
but
You
how
know.
do you do? how do you deal with fatigue? Do you like take no dose or a lot of monsters,
Mm-mm.
coffee,
No,
or
I drink a little bit of coffee in the morning, and then uh, normally, normally, like if I get really tired, like if I'm
Mhm.
out on route and I just get like super tired, I got a lunch break. I'll just take a nap.
Yeah, it's 30 minutes of freaking time, and
Hmm.
it actually shows in studies that if you take a little bit of a power nap for 20 to 40 minutes, you actually, recharge your batteries enough during the day. And they actually say that now they're saying napping during the day twice or three times a week now is actually better for your heart and health actually than just getting your normal 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
Right,
You
right.
know, it's crazy because I think in Japan they were actually starting like a mandatory nap time. It's almost like you're back at preschool. All right,
Down.
kids, great, right?
I'm down. I'm down. Sign me up. I'm
It's
taking a nap.
like
Like,
every day during the middle of the day during business, they have their lunch break, but the nap break is not part of that lunch break.
right,
So they
right,
take their nap and then they wake up, they go right back to work, plugging away or whatever they do over there. You know what I mean?
right.
But yeah, I mean, they say there's a lot of health benefits to it. I mean, I like to see them. I like to see it, but I once in a while get too tired and I use my lunch break to take a nap. You know what I mean? But try not to do it too many times. I drink a lot of caffeine. And it's not healthy at all. But
Right.
it's my way of dealing with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to stay away from caffeine because like the crash is what kills you. Like
Hmm.
you'll drink that caffeine and then you'll be on like a straight run like when I got to
Right.
do my dump.
Oh,
It's an hour away
oh,
and an hour back. That's
so
just the
freaking
dump, right? That's
right,
just the dump.
right.
If you go to the landfill, sometimes you'll get stuck there for like an hour there. So now you got 3 hours off of route. So now you're driving and driving and driving,
You're
and then
tired as hell, man.
that crash comes when you're driving.
Hmm. Yeah, it's crazy because like when you're at out there doing the job, you put on some power metal or something, and you're out there jamming around, you get your stops done. Then all of a sudden you get your last stop, you're like, all right, now I gotta drive to the landfill. You're about 10 minutes into it, and you're like, what
Right,
the heck? What the heck? Like how? Like
right.
I was just full of energy like not even 10 minutes ago, but now all of a sudden I'm just doing a straight drive. It's
Tired
that
as heck.
crash and
Yeah,
that all that adrenaline's just easing out of your body too.
yeah, yeah.
And
And
you're just tired.
right, yeah. You get really tired. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's a pretty. I don't know. That's the worst part of my day.
Right.
That stopping and then going and driving. I don't like
That's
it.
why I like being in a certain area. On a couple of my other routes I used to do before this one. That's why I liked it because it was only like a 10-15 minute drive to the landfill. I was right in town. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. I didn't have much time to freaking be down taking a nap or anything. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
right,
but now you add 30 to 40 to an hour drive. I mean, heck, a lot of you front load guys, you're driving an hour and a half sometimes all the way out from where you're at, and then going
right.
all the way back out again.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It makes for a long day, and that's all on if everything goes good. Like so it's a
Hmm.
smooth ride there. If you can get caught up in stuff all the time. People
Oh yeah.
drive 35, 40 miles an hour down the road, get caught up behind them.
How many times did you get a dispatcher call you and be like, "Hey, so it only takes an hour to get here and there. I mean,
Yeah. Hmm.
why is it taking so long?"
Yeah, right, right, right. Okay, so like if you GPS the area from where we're going, like from the shop or from the landfill, if you GPS
Yep,
that area, it'll save 45 minutes. That's a car.
that's a car.
Like we're driving a truck that does like 35, 40 sometimes.
Right,
Sometimes you can get it up to 55, 60, If there's a
right,
lot of
right, right,
hills,
right.
not really,
Not
you
happening.
know.
Not
So,
happening.
like I know when I hit a certain road, the fastest that truck will go is like 25, 30 mile an hour. And it's
Hmm.
like half that road.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
there's
Oh yeah.
always something there.
Well, I mean, you got to add on another 30 minutes to everything you always do. You know what I mean? Like, because you just had that much time where you get stuck in traffic or your truck's not performing,
Right.
like it's supposed to, or you're got a heavy load and you ain't climbing no hill, worth the darn. You know what I mean? You're going to
Right.
be slow. You know.
How do you deal with like home stress bringing to work? Do you like ever bring home stress to work with you? Like
I mean,
how do you deal with that?
we're always told to leave our home stress at the door when we clock in. Don't bring home with you to work. But
Right, and don't
that's
bring
just
work
part of our
home.
life. You know what I mean? Like same and vice versa for
Right,
work going home. It's hard to to shut that off. You know what I mean? To flip that switch. We're not machines out there. We're going to be thinking about stuff. We might be able to like forget about it for a little bit. And then we're out there on the road, and if you're just out there listening to an audiobook or listening to some music, then all of a sudden you just start thinking about the problem at home that you had, and all of a sudden you're like, man, now I'm stressed out. Now I'm worried about this. So a lot of times, I like to say, the good old saying, like, don't ever go to bed angry. You know what I mean? Like, try to resolve any of your issues you had the previous day before going to bed, because the next day when you go get up to go to work, you ain't gotta drag that with you. You know what I mean? But that doesn't always work out. I mean, or something could happen during the day that just freaking and then all of a sudden you're like frustrated.
And then you're driving a really heavy vehicle.
Right. I mean, we're not as heavy as some guys, but we're heavier than most.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
you're talking about okay. Remember back in the day they had a program called Jenny Craig?
Hey, whoa. That crap does not work.
Hey, they show on Facebook all the time. I show these shots that you could shoot into your belly and it.
Sure. If that worked, I'd be right there with it.
Oh, you going to get them shots?
Are you going to sponsor me?
You're sponsored.
Watch me get skinny. Skeletor, here I come.
Oh man, that's some funny shit.
No, but getting back to topic, it's definitely a difficult thing to de-stress. I mean, you got to figure out your ways. I mean, most of us drivers have a nicotine addiction. You know what I mean? Like we're vaping, we're smoking, we're chawing, we're chewing, whatever.
Yeah.
No, Sean, we don't do that here.
Oh,
like that's illicit substances. We don't perform those things here. We're professional truck drivers.
Right. My doctor gave me this spray that I can spray in my nose.
Yeah, that's called a nasal spray, like to clear infections, Sean.
It's not actual.
All right. Well, yeah. Ha ha. You got me. Trying to keep this clean, even though we are a trash man. You're over here. No, but I mean, so it's definitely a difficult process, man. Like we gotta find that one thing to just de-stress us, whether it be cranking on some like reggae or something, or some calming music, or listening to an audiobook, or maybe we take 5 minutes and talk to a friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's
what I was just gonna say. That's what I was just gonna say. Like sometimes a friend will help you out in situations like that. The joking is what helps. I know sometimes when Alex gets upset, and he'll text me and be like, "Oh, are you on break or something?" And then give me a call and something to calm him down a little bit, and then right back to work we go.
I mean, they say humor is the best medicine, man, and people that laugh a lot more are actually a lot happier in life. It's all a mindset. It's all a mindset. You gotta get into a good mindset when you're doing any kind of job. I don't care if you're out there, freaking working on a field, or you're in a retail business or any kind of business. It's your mindset that makes it happen. You know what I mean? Like if you could think positive, you can be positive. Don't let things keep knocking you down. I mean, it's hard not to let things affect you. We're all emotional creatures. We're human. You know what I mean? But if you can try to keep that positivity going, man, that's going a long way for your health.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to be so health oriented at all, but I've had a few health scares in my life, and I'm still dealing with the process. I wear compression socks now because I'm a driver. I'm a little overweight, and all I do all day is sit down in my truck. And what do I do when I get home? Well, I don't want to go for a walk or go for a jog or go to the weight room. I just worked 13 hours. I'm not in the mood to freaking go stress my body out now. I already got my mind stressed out. And people say, "Oh, it's not a physical job. It's not a physical job." No, but it's a mental job, and you're mentally exhausted every day when you come home, man.
There's definitely a lot involved in our jobs. It's crazy. Like, and it's funny because like a lot of trash guys you see, they're definitely on the bigger side.
It's
part of the job.
Yeah, unfortunately it's how the job is. I mean, you see a lot of CDL guys that do trailer loads. The guys that are hauling freaking goods to Walmart or wherever they're taking stuff. They're bigger guys too, because we're sitting down all day. And what kind of access to food do we have? It's whatever we pack with us or wherever we stop to get a bite. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when you stop at a gas station or a McDonald's or whatever place,
it's definitely not good. Oh, it's definitely not.
It's not healthy food at all.
It's definitely not.
and that's kind of always a problem, with being in the trucking industry is that you're always going to be eating unhealthy, and
Right.
then you can do the reverse side of things where you're not really like you have breakfast before you leave for work, and then you kind of just have a little bit of snacks throughout the day. That helps, but it's not healthy for you not to eat either. You know what I mean? So
Right.
like it's a catch-22. Like, okay, so now I have no energy. Now I'm tired because I didn't have anything to eat. Which I find a lot of times if I'm hungry, I'm more focused on what I'm doing because I'm just constantly hungry. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But starving yourself is not a way to go.
Definitely
Either,
the wrong way to go. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
definitely
no.
is. And definitely what you eat plays a role in
Oh,
how you
absolutely, man.
react to.
I
Like
mean,
some like fast foods that you get that'll actually
hmm
make you tired after
oh,
you eat it.
100%,
You
100%,
know, you
100%.
eat a salad or something, you'll
Right,
be good to
no,
go,
right. You
knocking
keep
you right
snacking
out.
on some oranges or some apples, some fruit and vegetables, whatever through the day. You actually get more
Hmm.
energy out of that stuff because your body processes complex sugars, which you get from fruit and vegetables, better
Right,
than
better.
it does from a bottle of Coca Cola or a freaking donut or something. Donut,
Right.
Sean. No
Do you
donuts.
do you drink a lot of water on route?
Oh man, so I got this big bottle right here that I fill up every day while I'm at work, and I still get more water while I'm at work if I'm
Right.
more thirsty. You know what I mean? I drink tons of water, but
Yeah.
you gotta be careful with that because you can overhydrate. That is a thing. So you got to make sure you still have a good level of salt intake. To balance
Mm.
that out. You got to alkaline your body.
Right. So it's a good thing I eat them salt packets before I get out there and go, huh?
Yeah, Sean, those are sugar packets. What are we
Oh,
talking about?
oh shit. You're right. You're right. Yeah. I
so
don't know. Like
so how about you, man?
it's a lot of bad foods eaten. You know. No,
Right.
I drink a lot of water. I definitely drink a lot of water. I get kidney stones, so I
Oh,
definitely tear down water. I'll drink probably about almost 2 gallons of water a day.
yeah. Well, you still gotta make sure you get that salt intake though, because your
Yeah.
body, believe it or not, yeah, it's mostly water, but you still need salt to level that out.
Right, right. I seen this stuff online that I'm gonna try. I'm gonna order some of it. It's from a salt mine, and
Really,
they're creating a product that helps with dehydration and stuff. It
really, okay.
gives you refills your electrolytes, and it's
Mm-hmm.
made with salt. So
Right,
I'm gonna
right.
definitely order some of that.
I see a guy on YouTube. I can't remember his name at all or anything, but he's like a health coach. He goes around giving speeches and stuff. But he actually talks about just putting a little bit of salt in a gallon of water, mixing it up and then drinking that throughout the day will actually keep you more hydrated than just drinking pure
Right.
water.
I
You
wonder
know,
if that depends on the salt that you use because I know
well,
iodized salt's bad for
no,
you.
no. Table salt is one of the worst salts you can use
Right,
for
right.
everything because iodized salt they use that because they put the preservatives in that salt to keep it from clumping. And you also want to stay away from Himalayan salt because a lot of the Himalayan salt it doesn't come from the Himalayas. It comes from overseas in China, other countries in the Middle East where they actually have mercury that gets into the salt itself and heavy
Mm,
metals.
I didn't even know
Because
that.
yeah, because the mining process for doing that stuff it actually draws out that metal from that, and they just grind it all up and put it in a shaker, ship it over here. You know what I mean?
And
So
then I just drink it or eat it.
the best two salts they say for anything is sea salt if you can't really get much anything else, but Celtic salt apparently has got like 52 vitamins. Don't quote me because I'm just guessing off the top of my head, but it was a lot of minerals. Sorry, not vitamins,
Right.
but
I was
minerals.
gonna say there's
Right,
not a lot
right,
of,
right. Yeah, vitamins, minerals. I'm not a health guy, but
you know,
but
vitamins. Take
vitamins.
your salt vitamins.
Your one a day salt tablet.
Or you want a full of salt, Alex? You need a spoonful of salt.
No, but what they say using Celtic salt is actually the one that is the one of the best salts you can use out there. And
Hmm.
I threw out all my table salt. That's all I buy is sea salt or Celtic salt. I don't buy any other crap.
Where would you get Celtic salt from?
You can
Local
get it right
grocery
from
store?
Walmart,
Or?
man.
Oh, okay.
Walmart. You can go to Wegmans, any grocery store. Just not like a Dollar General or anything. Like the. I don't mean to say it's not targeted towards like the poorer people. You know what I mean? Because I still count myself as a poor person.
Yeah,
But
I'm
like
definitely a poor person.
some of the smaller stores, they don't have Celtic salt. But you can but you can find those. You can find sea salt all the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
It'll be in a little grinder, and then you freaking grind your own salt right there. Same thing with I'm kind of a foodie. I'm a big guy. I like cooking a lot
Like
of
fruity,
foods.
like Oh, foodie.
Foodie,
Oh,
foodie.
oh,
Like I
oh.
like my food,
I thought
man. You know what I mean?
I thought you said fruity.
Well, I'm a little bit fruity, my friends. But no, I mean, no, I'm a pretty big foodie. You know what I mean? Like I like making my own pastas. You
Right.
know what I mean? From scratch. I like, making a lot of different meals all the time, trying to find the healthier options for things. I love Italian food for sure, man, for
Right.
sure.
Right.
It's my favorite type of food, but it can't have a lot of carbs.
I,
Can't eat a lot of carbs.
I like finding new recipes and just making new stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's always
Mm-hmm.
good to try
Oh
something
yeah.
new
I mean,
or,
you always see on Facebook all the time. You're scrolling. Oh, look at that recipe. Oh, I'm gonna say that for later. Say that for
yeah,
later. And you're like,
I kind of got out of that because some of them guys are like kind of slow, and I've tried some of the recipes and it looks like dog
doesn't work.
crap when it
Right.
no,
Well, I mean,
it's
a
terrible.
lot of those crock pot recipes, and people are like, oh, just add this all together, and
Yeah.
it'll come out looking like this. It's great. You do it, and it comes out looking like dog food. You're like, I'm not eating that.
I definitely went for the one that was like Swedish fish and stuff like that that
Right.
they put into their like cheeseburger.
Swedish fish. We're so you're just adding candy to burgers.
I thought maybe it'd be good, you know,
But Sean, you
but it
don't
turned. Eh,
don't tell me you actually put those in there, man.
okay, I won't tell you I did it.
Oh my god. Okay, there's a few different things like back when we had this bacon craze a few years back. Everybody was all about bacon. Put bacon in ice cream. Let's
Oh,
have
bacon is
soda.
awesome.
Yeah, bacon's
Yeah.
awesome, but don't put it in everything. It's not an all inclusive ingredient.
What are you
Don't
talking
put.
about? I want some diet bacon soda.
Sorry, I apologize, podcast. Yeah, I've had bacon soda, not baking soda, but bacon soda. Then that crap was nasty. Like
Or pickled soda.
hey, pickles are okay, but I wouldn't drink a pickled soda. I mean,
I
that's
would.
just carbonated vinegar. Well, I mean, that's a lot more of your German heritage showing out,
Yeah, I
Right,
love
right.
pickles, so
Oh, I
I'll
love
definitely
pickles
drink
too,
some
but
pickled soda.
I'll even drink pickle juice because it's actually healthy for you. But
You know
I'm
what?
not gonna.
You know what's funny is I love pickles, right? This is way
Mhm.
off the topic. I
Yeah, sorry,
love
guys.
pickles, but dude, I hate like pickled chips, like
Oh,
dill
those are
pickled chips.
gross.
Them are
Those are gross.
disgusting. They're so
Right, especially if you
nasty.
eat a few of them, and all of a sudden you're driving down the road. What the heck, man? Like, we eat normal pickle,
Yeah,
you don't get pickle burps.
or
You know,
pickled sunflower seeds. Them are
well,
disgusting.
how about all this craze with hot stuff? Hot Cheetos.
Oh, I like it.
You,
Okay,
you, you got to have Takis. You got to have spicy foods every 24/7.
right.
That's going to cause you some health problems on the road. I mean, come on now.
Especially in little kids. Like
Oh
I was
yeah.
watching this thing where I guess if little kids eat like Chester fries or something like that all the
Mhm.
time, it messes with their stomach.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
They
Well,
get
it's too
some kind of
processed.
issues with their stomach
Because actually all that capsaicin tears apart your stomach lining and stuff. So it's
it's
okay
not
to
even
have
real. It's not even real hot. It's like
but it's not
engineered
real
hot.
capsaicin.
Right,
Right.
right,
The
right.
artificial stuff they put in Cheeto, like fire Cheetos, it actually hurts your stomach over time.
Right.
Where if you eat Indian curry, because a lot of Indians over in India, they eat curry. That's one of their main dishes. It's always curry, and curry's pretty good. I mean, it is hot to eat curry sometimes. I mean, I'm not trying to say I'm a pansy, but
Pansy.
curry. Okay, yeah, whatever. Thank you, Sean.
Hmm.
Positivity, buddy.
I got you. I got
You
you.
got it.
I'm gonna help you float. I'm gonna help you float through this
Float,
podcast.
float. All right,
Mhm.
all right. Well, just kind of lift me up. You know what I mean?
I don't got a crane.
Wow.
Nah, it's just a
Wow.
joke.
You couldn't
See-
even operate a crane, sir. You're not qualified.
It's almost like a front load.
Yeah, I got a joystick too. I play with all day, so like it's no different. If you can operate a
That's
crane,
true.
I can operate a crane. But anyways, getting back way off this topic. I
Yeah,
mean,
we're like
we're
way
talking
off.
we're talking about health food now and like how to be healthier out there. I guess. I
Yeah.
mean, that kind of ties into stress though. Like the
It
food you eat
definitely
does.
does. It
Right,
definitely
the
does.
food you eat does have a difference on how you are feeling throughout the day. You know what I mean? So that's kind of a
Right.
big thing.
Right. It's it's definitely what you eat. And I guess how you go to sleep and how you wake up and how many
Mhm.
hours of sleep you're getting. It all plays a role in like preventing accidents,
Right.
and also stress at work. Uh, Sometimes you just got to de-stress and to get
Oh
out
yeah.
of that, you know.
Oh yeah. Go home. Like freaking. de-stress with your family if you can, like, do some family-oriented things, play a board game, or, even play a freaking on your Xbox, PlayStation, whatever you got, just, for a quick hour, just get it going, or even your mobile games on your phone, go take a walk,
Right.
exercise is actually one of the best ways to actually de-stress, believe it or not. You would think it's kind of counterproductive because you're stressing your body out by,
Right.
exerting it too much, but actually it clears your mental mind, like the amount of relief your body gets because it releases dopamine every time you actually exercise.
Right.
So you're lifting
Right.
weights, you're running, whatever. That releases dopamine, and that actually helps your body and your mind, basically come in sync a little bit more, and it clears your head a lot
Right.
better than just sitting there dwelling on, oh, well, son of a, I owe this much money to this person, and I gotta freaking do this and that, and
Rent's
freaking
due.
goddamn jobs kicking me in the ass, blah, blah,
Mm-hmm.
blah, whatever.
Got to be a positive person. Definitely be a positive person.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
always positive.
Oh yeah.
You dwell on negative, and that you'll be negative. You
Right.
got to just be positive.
Like they say, life is what you make it. Life
Yep.
is what you make it.
It
if you
already
stay
like
positive.
if something bad happened, it already happened.
Right.
Just work past it. Just go past it. It already happened.
Like my
there's
dad,
no going
like
back.
my dad always said, if you could you control it? No. Well, then don't worry about it. Like
Right.
you can't. If you can't control something, you can't really spend all your energy worrying about it all the time.
Right.
And mentally limiting your focus onto what matters most in your life definitely plays a role too. Because if you just limit that focus down to the what is absolutely necessary for you and yours, like your family, your friends, whatever, and all the external things, like I don't got a big social media presence. Why don't I have a big social media presence? I don't need the stress. I mean,
Yeah.
you see it in kids all these days now, right now, man. Like they're on Instagram, Facebook, this and that. I didn't get anyone to like my photo or anything, and then they do one of the the worst things in life. They end their life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they didn't get enough attention. They don't think anyone likes them at all. But yet in real life, they could have like 3 or 4 friends that are really close with them. But because they're online, they didn't get nobody liking their posts or pictures. Now all of a sudden they think they're unwanted, and everything else, and it just stresses them out, and they don't know how to deal with it because they're too damn young.
Yep. Stress is definitely a killer. That's
Oh yeah.
definitely really bad. But it looks like we're getting close to our time here, Alex.
Nope. Well, apparently this is Alex's podcast today.
Yeah, today was your podcast. This is a little bit of a dive on Alex, things that Alex,
Yeah.
But anyways, join us next time. We'll definitely like, comment, subscribe, follow us, turn that notification on.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you want to come on the show, send one of us a message somewhere. If you want to be on here, talk about your life, you want to share your experiences, you're more than welcome to come on, man. Or woman, bring it on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's talk dirty.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. See you guys.